If you think a DAP is complicated to set up, that's because the manufacturers assume you already know what you're doing. They don't, and it's leaving thousands of new owners confused and frustrated with the devices they spent serious money on. Every single day, we get the same 3 questions. Can I connect my DAP to my home stereo system? What apps can I download? And how do I actually get my music files onto this thing? We've tested and written about dozens of DAPs, and I'm going to answer all 3 questions in the next 10 minutes. If you don't know the answer to these 3 questions, your DAP is just an expensive paperweight. But once you understand connectivity, apps, and file transfer, you'll transform a confusing device into the center of your entire audio setup: desktop, home stereo, and portable. Here at Moon Audio, we don't just sell DAPs, we live with them. I write many of our blogs and content on audiophile equipment, including DAPs, which means I'm constantly testing new models, diving into their features, and researching customer questions. One of the top questions we get from customers is, can I connect my DAP to a home stereo system, and how? Your DAP isn't just for headphones and IEMs. It's a versatile source component that can connect to your entire audio ecosystem. DAPs have the same high-quality DACs or digital-to-analog converters as dedicated desktop units costing thousands more. Using them as your primary source eliminates the need for those separate equipment pieces. So, how do you connect a DAP to your desktop home audio system? The first method is USB connection. You'll use the included USB cable or a high-quality replacement right here like the Silver Dragon USB cable and plug it straight into your computer's USB port. With your DAP in the other hand, connect it to the USB cable via the USB port usually located on the bottom, and once connected, the computer should instantly recognize the DAP. When you do this, your DAP acts as an external DAC, which means audio bypasses your computer's inferior sound card. This setup is perfect for desktop listening with powered speakers or amplifiers. Depending on your DAP type, you may need to adjust some settings within the device itself. For instance, ASTELL&KERN DAPs have a USB DAC mode located within the settings that enables when they're connected to a computer. The second connection method is using line out to connect your DAP to a home stereo or speaker system. Unlike the headphone output, which is designed to power headphones directly, line out sends a clean, fixed level signal straight from the DAP's DAC, ideal for feeding an external amplifier or powered speakers. And depending on your player, this connection might look like a couple of things. It could be a 3.5mm, a 4.4 balanced, or a dedicated line-out port. In this case, we have a 3.5 to dual RCA, and then we have a 4.4 balanced to dual XLR. Here at Moon Audio, we make custom audio cables for any of your system's configurations. So whether that's a 4.4 balanced to RCA or a 3.5 to XLR, you need it, we'll make it. Some players like the ASTELL&KERN A&E Ultima SP4000 or Sony NW-WM1ZM2 even let you switch their outputs into line-out mode, sending a fixed signal that bypasses the internal headphone amplifier for the cleanest connection to your home audio system. Here's a pro tip. Check your DAP's output settings. Many have dedicated line-out modes that bypass the internal amp for that clean sound when connecting to your home system. The third method is Bluetooth for wireless connectivity. Modern DAPs support LDAC, aptX HD, or even aptX Adaptive. ASTELL&KERN DAPs have a neat feature called AK Connect, which allows you to wirelessly stream music to your DAP from any compatible device. Through the AK Connect app on your smartphone or tablet, you can select songs, albums, playlists, and more to play directly through your AK DAP. You can also control things like playback, adjust volume, skip tracks, and more, all from the convenience of your personal device. Your DAP runs on Android, usually, which means you can download apps beyond the stock music player. But not all apps are created equal, and certain DAP manufacturers and specific models have limitations on what you can and cannot download. ASTELL&KERN recently released its first DAP supporting the full Android operating system, the SP4000. This, alongside the PD10 DAP from AK, has full access to the Google Play Store, unlocking a world of possibilities. DAPs without full Android OS can still download apps, but just not as many. So that begs the question, what apps can I download to the DAP and which ones are worth it? The right apps expand functionality, improve your music management, and they integrate with streaming services, all while maintaining the audio quality that you paid for. Of all the apps that you can download to your DAP, music streaming apps are one of the most popular and probably what you'll use the most. They give you access to millions of tracks without taking up storage space, and while there are many to choose from, there are a few that deliver that true audiophile experience. Qobuz, Tidal, and Deezer are the top 3 for audiophiles, but Amazon Music HD and Spotify have gained recognition for high-res support. Qobuz goes up to 24-bit 192 kHz, and Tidal offers MQA and high-res FLAC options. These services are specifically designed for audiophiles who care about sound quality, which is exactly why you bought a DAP in the first place. So make sure that your DAP has Wi-Fi capability and enough processing power to handle these apps smoothly. Each of these streaming services offers unique features and experiences at various price points. Beyond music streaming, you may find other apps useful depending on what you want out of your experience. YouTube can be great for discovering new music or watching concert footage. Full Android OS DAPs offer the luxury of downloading podcast apps and various games, but you should remember, your DAP is dedicated to music, so be mindful of heavy apps that can drain battery and impact performance. Last thing to keep in mind, most DAPs we sell, like ASTELL&KERN and Sony, already have excellent built-in media player interfaces for your local files. You don't need to download third-party music players. The stock player is optimized for the hardware, and it will give you the best performance for local file playback. Streaming is fun and convenient, but transferring files to your DAP is the gateway to true high-res listening. High-res files like FLAC, DSD, and WAV contain more musical information than any streaming service, and your DAP is designed to play these formats natively. We get asked all the time, how can I transfer my files to my DAP? Here are 3 transfer methods. The simplest method is direct USB transfer. Connect your DAP to your computer via a USB cable, and your DAP will appear as an external drive, just like a flash drive will. Depending on the DAP brand, it can be as easy as dragging and dropping your music folders directly into the DAPS music folder or using third-party software and extensions. The best method for large libraries is micro SD card transfer. Remove the micro SD card from your DAP and insert the card into the reader on your computer. Transfer files directly to the card, which is faster than USB transfer, then pop the card out of the computer and right back into your DAP. Here's another pro tip for you. Use a high-quality micro SD card for more storage, because most DAPs support up to 2 terabytes. Organize it by album and artist folders for easier navigation too. The third option for transferring files is over Wi-Fi or a local network. Some DAPs support standard network file sharing protocols such as SMB or FTP. With these, you can set up a shared folder on your computer and the DAP can access it wirelessly to copy files. While this method is often slower than using a USB cable, it can be convenient for managing large libraries without physically connecting devices together. Availability and setup will vary by DAP, so make sure that you check the device's manual for compatibility and additional instructions. ASTELL&KERN takes this concept a step further with a proprietary system called AK File Drop for wireless transfers from a computer or a mobile device. The AK DAP must be on the same Wi-Fi network as the device that you're transferring the files from. If transferring from a computer, you'll enter the IP address displayed on the AK File Drop screen of your DAP into your browser to access the web interface. From there, you simply drag and drop the files from your computer directly into the web interface. Transfer from a mobile device works in the same way. You'll just use the browser on your phone and you'll select and upload the files from your device via the upload button over just dragging and dropping. Lastly, let's talk about format recommendations. FLAC is the best balance of quality and full size because it's lossless compression. DSD gives you ultimate quality for classical and acoustic music, but the files are really big. WAV and AIFF are uncompressed, but they take up more space. As for MP3 and AAC, they'll save space while sacrificing quality. We don't generally recommend listening to MP3 or AAC files on a high-quality DAP, but hey, you do you. Regardless of which file format you go with, make sure that the music files you're transferring are in a compatible format that is supported by your DAP. And here's one last pro tip. Tag your files properly before transferring. For convenience, you can use software like MP3 Tag, which is free, to clean up artist names, album titles, and cover art. Your DAPS interface will thank you. Your DAP is a complete audio ecosystem, not just a headphone player. Once you connect it to your home system, load it with the right apps, and transfer your high-res library, you're unlocking the full potential of what you paid for. Next, if you're an ASTELL&KERN owner and want to learn more about your DAP, watch our video on 3 tips to master your ASTELL&KERN Android experience. It'll show you advanced techniques to get even more out of your DAP once you've mastered these basics. Thanks for watching.